Hi everybody, welcome to Tech Growth Stocks channel. So this is a new video. Specifically, this is a two-part series and I will give you 10 top IPO stocks for 2021. And these IPO stocks, they have excellent growth and have good momentum as well. And they are very young companies. So I think these are definitely 10x companies which could have huge runs going forward. And also today, I will give you 5 top IPO stocks, and tomorrow in the part 2 of the top IPO stocks, you will get another 5 stocks. So make sure to subscribe now to my channel so that going forward you do not miss these other 5 top IPO stocks. So before I start right off with the first top IPO stock, I have to make a short disclaimer. This video does not constitute financial advice, for entertainment purposes only, so please consider that. And also one more quick note, all this information is for you, just for is at your own risk, so consider that as well. Okay, so that was it for the intro. So let's start right off with the first top IPO stock. And as you can see it in the charts, it is DRWG, Growth Generation. Here you can see the long-term chart of Growth Generation, and as you can see, Growth Generation was an IPO in November 2016, and after its IPO, it had a consolidation sideways moving phase and a strong breakout, strong rally, up move, but then a longer-term correction phase there, and the last strong up leg in Growth Generation, the last strong uptrend started around June 2020. And since then, we have been trading higher and higher into new high ground, very strong up move, momentum up move. And in the short-term chart, we see that momentum up move. And we see here from a base building phase or a period of pause in that up move. And now it looks like we are experiencing another base building phase, which is a pausing phase in an uptrend, for instance. And currently we are experiencing that, and I think soon we could break out here above these highs and continue with the overall strong uptrend. And I think the Growth Generation, is set up for has excellent potential, especially when we look at the growth characteristics. The EPS growth, it's sluggish, it's minus 133%, but the sales growth is very strong with 148%. And it's in a new strong market with excellent potential going forward. And the relative strength rating, it's excellent with 97. So with these strong characteristics and such a young company and it's a very strong growing market, I think this is definitely a top IPO stock for 2021. Okay, so that was it for Growth Generation. So now let's have a look at the next top IPO stock. And it is MWK, Mohawk Group. Here you can see the long-term chart of Mohawk. And as you can see, Mohawk was an IPO in June 2019. And you can see just after the IPO, we moved sideways. And then we broke down in the stock heavily. We came back from around $6.50 to up to $1.50 or $1.44. This is a strong correction, 80% or so. And this is just for the information. With these IPO stocks, they are risky as well, especially after their IPOs. Some develop strong uptrends directly, but they can break down and you could see that as very strong loss. So it makes sense if you wait for the IPO to develop a nice and clear strong uptrend and you get on board then. This is what I would favor and what I recommend in general for myself. Yeah, what I would do. Don't get on board too quickly. And when we look here at Mohawk, now after these lows, we reversed from these lows. We broke the downtrending moving averages, let's say around July 2020, and formed a strong uptrend since then. The short-term chart we see here, very strong up momentum move, yeah. And recently we came back, let's say since around February this year or February 23, we came back strongly in the stock, and I think now it's offering attractive entry prices. And when we see here, for instance, in that up move here, for instance, one time we bounced off the orange line here, which would be the 150-day moving average, and now we are trading above that. So I think the 150-day could be a strong supporting line, or maybe I think soon we could see a bounce here as well, or we see a bounce. We undercut the 100-day, the green line here a little bit. So I think soon we could see a bounce either of the 150-day or in between the 100 and 150-day. I think we could see the bounce and strong continuation to the upside in Mohawk. And when we look at the growth characteristics for Mohawk, I mean, the EPS growth, it's not the strongest, it's plus 3%, but the sales growth, it's very good with plus 53%. And the relative strength rating or the momentum rating, it's excellent with 96. So I think with these strong characteristics, I think Mohawk is definitely a top IPO stock for 2021. Okay, so that was it for Mohawk. So now let's have a look at the next top IPO stock, and it is BTBT, a Bitcoin company, Bit Digital. Here you can see the long-term chart of Bit Digital, and as you can see, Bit Digital has been an IPO in March 2018, and after its IPO, I mean, you can see a little up move, then a stronger correction, strong up move, and then a very strong breakdown in the stock, very strong breakdown. I mean, and that here you can see the risk associated with some of these IPOs. I mean, here 90% correction from the start of trading in Bit Digital, and when you look from that high here, maybe even higher correction, close to 95%. I mean, this is a very strong correction, and then yeah, we made the lows here, and we reversed from the lows, traded to the upside, and formed a nice and strong uptrend since then. And in that up leg, I mean, you can see, for instance, here we bounce off the 100-day. Here again, we bounce off the 100-day, a bounce of the 100-day. This is a green line, the 100-day, and looks like currently we are trading at the 100-day. I think soon we could see a bounce in Bit Digital, but I also see that this is a kind of more risky stock. So I think if you are not too if you are very risk averse, I think this might not be the right stock for you. But it has strong potential, and yeah, so I think the current level could be attractive, and I think we could see a bounce to the upside and a strong up leg in Bit Digital. And when we look at the growth characteristics for Bit Digital, I mean, these are excellent for that Bitcoin mining company. I mean, the EPS goes plus 500%, and the sales goes plus 173%, and the relative strength rating, it's excellent as well with 96. So with these characteristics, Bit Digital is definitely a top IPO stock for 2021. Okay, so that was it for Bit Digital. So now let's have a look at the next top IPO stock for 2021. And it is FLGT, Fuelgent Genetics. Here you can see the long-term chart of Fuelgent. And as you can see, I mean, Fuelgent was an IPO in September 2016. And after its IPO, you see here we could not develop a long-term uptrend. No, we broke down strongly in that stock, and we see here as well how risky it can be with these IPO stocks. I mean, we had like a 70% or more correction in that stock from the IPO or after the just after the IPO, the trading prices from then, and yeah. But then we could reverse from these lows. We broke the downtrend, let's say around February 2019, and since then we have been in a long-term uptrend in Fuelgent, and yeah, and we see that here we had also a Corona breakdown in Fuelgent, but this was very swift and or brief, and yeah, we could recover and trade higher and higher and higher in Fuelgent. And in the short-term chart, I mean, we see these up moves here, strong up move, and here longer base building here phase here, and recently strong up leg, and we came back like around 50%, and currently we are trading at the lows here in FuelGen. So I think it could be an attractive entry point. And when we look here, for instance, here we had a bounce of the 150-day, couple of bounces here of the 150-day of the 100-day line, the green line here. And you see currently we are trading at the green line. So I think we could see a bounce, but this is not for certain, of course. And yeah, here we had a couple of bounces of the 100-day line. For instance, here we traded around the 100-day. It was a strong supporting line and then strong bounce. And here as well, we traded and undercut it slightly, but we had a bounce and here a couple of supporting bounces. But then, okay, the Corona breakdown, we broke all these lines, but we could recover. So I think the current level is attractive for FuelGen. And when we look at the growth characteristics, I mean, the EPS growth, it's sluggish, it's negative, but the sales growth, it's very strong with 2,150%. And the relative strength rating, it's very good as well with 95. So I think with these characteristics, FuelGen Genetics is definitely a top IPO stock for 2021. Okay, so that was it for FuelGen. So now let's have a look at the next top IPO stock for 2021, and it is FVRR. And by the way, this is the last stock for today. And yeah, you can see fiber. It has been an IPO in June 2019, and after its IPO, you see as well. Yeah, first we traded down in fiber. I mean, we started here after the IPO date. We started around $26, traded down to around $17. So quickly after the IPO, right at a loss there. That you can see as well the risk with these IPOs, but still we could make lows in the stock, and then had an up move, breakdown again, but still then we broke the overall downtrend and moved into a very strong uptrend here since then, since around April 2020 in fiber, very strong up leg. And I mean, you can see here very nice uptrend. And yeah, recently we came back in fiber. I mean, we had a very strong run, came back, and now it looks like we are base building here, and I think soon we'll trade around here a little bit. We trade around here a little bit, break out, and then I think we could see a continuation in the overall uptrend for fiber. And because I think it's a very strong company with this with its digital workplaces platform. And when we look at the growth characteristics, I mean, the EPS growth, it's sluggish a little bit, or it's sluggish, minus 48%. But the sales growth, it's very strong with plus 89%. And the relative strength rating, it's very good as well with 95. So I think with these characteristics in the interactive media communication services space, I think fiber is definitely a top IPO stock for 2021. Okay, so these were the top IPO stocks for 2021 for today. I hope in that video are some nice IPO stocks which you can use for your research. And also please subscribe now to my channel with a link in the description below, and hit the notifications bell so that going forward you do not miss any market leading stocks from me, and also so that you do not miss part 2 of the top IPO stocks which I will be releasing soon. Okay, so thank you for watching that video. And I think overall this year is a very exciting stock trading year with all that massive liquidity in the markets going on, and with all these strong stock themes like clean energy themes, or the EV explosion, EV vehicles explosion. So I think these are massive opportunities, and especially the liquidity, the strong liquidity in the market. I think this will flow into the indices, and also and specifically into the tech space. And at the end of the year, I think we will see dramatically higher stock prices. So I think it definitely pays if you invest your time to make the best stock selections. And this is what we are about here on this channel. We look at the best stocks. So feel free, if you need some stock ideas, feel free to check out my channel from time to time. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Cheers.